Here is the new Tahitian Noni juice, and we would like to introduce this. This is brand new on South African soil, guys. This product, we've been blessed to use it for several weeks before we launched it in South Africa. And let me tell you, I've got a Greek husband. They love eating, they love different food, and he's got sugar, he's got type 2 diabetes, and ever since he's been drinking the Tahitian Noni, his sugar has been stable. He actually can't believe it because he gets very anxious when he sees his sugar spiking, going up, and this product has just brought it to the level where it's supposed to be. But there is so much that we can tell you about this, and we are actually currently busy. So any of you that's on the Zoom, watch our social media pages. We are busy with an incredible social media campaign for the next 21 days. We started today, and we are touching base on 21 points of what this product can do, and there is 120 plus benefits, health benefits, for you to drink this product. And once again, we say that we are not allowed to treat, diagnose, or cure anybody, but we've seen people who's been working with this product in America that get super emotional when they speak to us to say how they've seen how this product has increased the people's health and has helped them with so many things. So if you can, take a screenshot of this page so that you can see for what it works. Headaches, migraines, arthritis, your immune system, respiratory problems, high blood pressure, cholesterol, allergies, ADHD, cancer, guys, skin disorders. I can't pronounce that word. Fibromyalgia. I don't know. Need to help me.
Yeah.
Digestion, diabetes, type 1, 2, chronic fatigueness, heart diseases, increased libido. Who doesn't want that, especially when you get older? But this is just, I did say to you that the third is my bottle of gold. But this is liquid gold, liquid gold. This bottle, yes, the Tahitian Noni fruit has got a very different smell to it, but it's not bad. My son of 5 years old drink it. The moment when I walk to the fridge to take it out, everybody gets a shoot the glass ready, and we all drink it, and we drink it as a family. And I know that I am doing the best that I can to look after my entire family. And it's just a plus point. We actually have so much content on this. We've got so many testimonies from our American brand partners.
But
for years.
But on that now, if you can just stop your share, because tonight we've got three brand partners from the US on the call with us tonight, and I'm actually gonna and they graciously agreed to give their testimonials, because at the end of the day, you want to know what the product does. We've told you the facts, we've told you everything else, but we want you to hear it from the horse's mouth. So I have a special person on the call here tonight. I actually got hold of him an hour ago, and I said to him, grace the African soil, we want you on the call. Come and tell us what it's all about, because we want to hear the story. So I have Tracy Turnberg with us. Tracy, welcome to the call. A bit about Tracy. Tracy's been in the business for 25 years. He's Mr. Noni. I know him, and myself, I call him Mr. Noni, because he can tell you everything about the product. So Tracy, before I call on Anthony and Dapo, who I'm also very appreciative. We appreciate you guys coming on. But Tracy, tell us about Noni. We've just launched it on Monday. In fact, we are very, very, very excited. I've heard your story. I'm excited every time I hear your story. So unmute, tell us, welcome to South Africa. Tell us a bit about yourself, and away you go.
Hey everybody, I'm Tracy. It's Nick and Yolandi. Thank you for having me on the call. I joined Noni 20 years ago.
Wow.
And we were looking for an opportunity. We came from another company, and we were looking for a company that ticks some boxes. They needed to have a corporate, a worldwide presence, all the little things. And one of the key things that we had to have was a product that was dynamic. And we came from a company with hundreds of other products. And we had a cookbook of, like, if you got arthritis, you take this, and you take shark cartilage, and it was all kinds of stuff. And I came over to this company with one single bottle. And I'm like, there's no way that this bottle helps with all the stuff that the other 200 products does. And I'm like, there's no way. And my uncle, before I start telling you about Noni, I got to tell you the stories with why I love the product. My uncle, who's passed away now, had polio when he was 17 years old, and he was going through a thing called post-polio syndrome. And so he was late 60s, was starting to be confined to a wheelchair because the swelling in his knee was so bad. Always walked with a limp, was never supposed to walk again. As a child, walked his entire life. And we flew out to corporate to take a look and to finalize our decision to whether we joined this product. And one of the founders, one of the creators of the product said, have you had a chance to try our Tahitian Noni yet? And we said, well, yeah, we have. And he goes, well, how do you like it? And it was honest, we haven't really felt anything. He goes, well, how are you taking it? I take an ounce or two every 3-4 days. He wasn't very consistent with it. And they said, no. You must be consistent with it. You must drink it every day. So while you're here, what we want you to do is we want you to drink as much juice as you can. So every time we went to a break room or a waiting room, they had bottles of juice. And so we were just pouring it down. And I probably got a bottle of juice a day into my uncle when we were out there. And he woke up 2 mornings later. And we share a room at the hotel. And he's bending his knee. The inflammation's gone. Like within 2 days, this historic problem has been rectified. And back in the day, this is 20 years ago, I used to have overhead projectors. You have these, you draw on them instead of drawing on like an iPad or whatever. And I remember telling the story about all the things that helped. Yolandi mentioned diabetes, check. Arthritis, check. And now we're not here to cure, diagnose, or treat anything, but these are personal stories in my life that impacted it. And the one that was really crazy for me was my uncle, because of polio, he had this nervous twitch. And I know Dapo knows saw Dale, and Dale, he'd always his neck, he couldn't control it. He just had this muscle twitch in his neck. And so as he would present, he would start doing the old neck twitch. And when someone's like that in your life, you basically just ignore it. You just get so used to it, right? And I always say, like, when your kids are ugly, you don't realize it. You just love them for who they are. You don't notice that they're ugly anymore, right? And so we had someone from Alaska, from Anchorage, Alaska, wrote a letter. And this was about 6 months after we started drinking it. And wrote a letter, said, thank you for coming to Alaska, and gave a testimony about her mom and cancer, which was really powerful. Not my story to tell, but it was powerful. And she goes, oh, by the way, we've noticed that you've stopped twitching. And we all looked at each other like, oh my gosh, you don't twitch anymore. We didn't even notice that it stopped because we were so used to it happening. And I mean, it was one of those things. And we're like, why did this happen? Like, how does it work? And so we started doing the research and getting into the science, and we could bore you and bury you in science. And that is not how you sell this product. It's not how you're gonna be successful with it, because the science it's science. It's complicated. It gets really chemistry based, right? But the reality is, there's stuff in the noni fruit. And this is just a model here. There's stuff in the noni fruit that you don't get anywhere else in the world. It's a compound called iridoids. And when your body gets this wonderful God-made thing, it's 100% pure. There's nothing man-made in the bottle at all. It feeds your body and it helps your immune system. It brings down inflammation. And inflammation is the source of what? It's the source of diabetes, Alzheimer's, arthritis, high blood pressure. Inflammation causes all sorts of problems. And so this noni, it's good for the skin. They've used it for thousands of years in Tahiti. And it's so simple because you just take the bottle, you pour a couple ounces, you drink it in the morning, best on an empty stomach if you want the best results. I drink it 3 times a day. I drink 2 ounces in the morning, two at lunch, and lunchtime, and then I'll drink 2 ounces before I go to bed. And I have done that for 20 years. And I've absolutely loved the results, but this is a product that we've sold over $7 billion of this product. $7 billion of this product worldwide. And so it's not on trial. It's proven. It's scientifically backed. It's the most researched product in the entire industry. In our industry, it's the most researched, scientifically proven product available today. It is the original superfruit. Now you saw that one screen share that Yolandi had up first, right? And you saw all those things that the noni does. Well, it helped a lot of people with all that, but a lot more too. And so people say, well, will it help? You know what? I've never seen the juice fail. Now listen to me. I've never seen the juice fail unless you don't drink enough of it and you don't drink it long enough. So it's one of those things. It's nutrition. You're getting this fruit. It's not medicine. It is just food, but it's packed full of these nutrients. So I got a good friend. His name is Bruce. And Bruce is really negative about the juice. He goes, there's no way this bottle is going to just help you with this and you with this and all these different things. People with high blood pressure and people with low blood pressure. It helps both of them get to regular blood. How does that happen? So he's really negative. And he had acid reflux. And he was on the Nexium pill, the purple pill, for his acid reflux. And he said, I'll prove it to you. I will drink 4 ounces a day, 2 in the morning, 2 at night, and I will show you that this doesn't work. 36 days in, no change. 36 days in, no change. The 37th day he woke up. He has not taken a purple pill in over 20 years. Now he could have quit. He could have quit and said, listen, it's not going to work. It didn't work 2 days in. I guess it's not for me. But he could have quit 36 days in and said it didn't work. And he honestly would have been right, for his own personal story. And so I've never seen it fail unless you don't drink it long enough and drink enough of it. And next question, a lot of people say, well, how much can you drink? Well, you can drink as much as you want. There's no toxicity to it. And so you can drink a bottle a day. Matter of fact, a lot of people with aggressive challenges like cancer, things like that, well, they'll drink a lot of juice. Now, if you're a diabetic, it's, it does have natural fruit sugars in it. So, watch what that does to you. But everybody else, you can drink it. It's not a problem. My kids have been taking it since they were 6 months old. And so it's just a truly dynamic product for me, and then I'm going to pass this on unless you got questions, Nick. For me, it's helped me with my allergies. It's helped me with, I'm allergic to cigarette smoke. So I can smell cigarette smoke from 30 meters away. And I will get a headache. And so when I started marketing this internationally, because the US is basically smoke free everywhere. And I started going, I'm going to go to Ireland, and I'm saying, we're going to go to the pubs. And I don't know how I'm going to function because I get these severe headaches and they just knock me out. So I don't know how I'm going to go do a meeting and then go to the pub for the after meeting, because that's the meeting where it really takes place in Ireland, is after the meeting, you go to the pubs and that's where all the business is handled. And all of a sudden I'm like, I'm not getting a headache. And it's not, I didn't realize it helped me until I went over to Ireland. And so it's literally changed my life in so many ways, but it's helped with keep me healthy. It's my immune system is strong. It's helped me with recovery. As far as exercise, it just helps your body be better. And then we're going to bring on, you got Dapo on here. And I tell you, Dapo's story is one that's going to, Dapo, I hope you're telling the story about your mom. Because it's a story that is so powerful and so amazing that it brings tears to my eyes every time I hear it. So with that, guys, I could talk all day on Noni, and I probably rambled too much, but I appreciate the time to share today.
No, awesome. Thank you so much, Trace. But I'm going to come back to you. I've got one more question for you, Tracy. I'll get back to you after the testimonials. But seeing as you introduced Dapo, welcome to Africa, brother. We're so happy.
Hello, Nick. How you doing?
I know your story. I've heard your story. Tell us about yourself and then tell us your story, mate.
Hello, Nick. Thank you very much for giving me the opportunity to talk. Can you hear me loud and clear?
Yeah, absolutely. Welcome.
Fantastic. Well, first and foremost, again, I want to thank God for this opportunity. I want to thank Anthony for reaching out to me to give me the honors to share my testimony. I don't take this very lightly. Whenever you have a lot of people listen to your testimony, listen to your words, I take it very, very seriously, and I feel honored. For me, I have so many testimonies. One thing I would say is this, that Africa is in for a change. What you guys have, that liquid gold, as was quoted earlier, is going to change so many lives. So many lives. And for me, it started with my mom. Just for my story, again, I've been with Noni for a while. I've actually lost count. It has done so many wonders for me. I have so many testimonies, but since Tracy wanted me to kind of sort of share my mom's story, I will share that. I've shared the story so many times, and in many cases I get emotional, but today I'm going to do better and shed no tears. So on this fateful day, I was actually at Walmart. Walmart is a store here in the US where we have a lot of food and groceries and stuff like that you go and shop at. And on this fateful day, it was during the summer, it was hot. I remember I was actually on the phone about to check out. I was at the register, checking out, and I was on the phone talking to a guy about my mom. At that time, my mom, she had high blood pressure, she had high cholesterol, she also suffered from diabetes. And during that time, she was popping in, at that time, 7 pills. Started with 1 drug to 2, 2 to 3, 3 to 4, and then before you realize it came up being 7. So I was on the phone at a checkout line at Walmart, a grocery store, talking to this guy on the phone. When I was leaving, but maybe about a few seconds later, I heard someone say, hey, man. Now I'm turning around looking like, do I know you? And the guy said, hey, I know you don't know who I am, but I heard your conversation about your mom. I may have something for you. And when he said that, I let my guard down and I was open to hear what he had to share. He asked me if I've heard of Tahitian Noni juice. I said, I have no idea what that is. He then asked me, okay, have you heard of what they call here in the States, the physician's desk reference or the medical PDR? I said, oh yeah, I know what that book is. For those of you who don't know, I have my master's in physical therapy. So I had the time to learn the power of that book. Every doctor in the United States has that book. It's called the PDR for short, the physician's desk reference. Every physician has it. It's on their desk, and they make reference to it, hence the name PDR. Because there's so many drugs out here, it is hard for a physician to remember all of them. So whenever you go to the doctor here in the US, right, they put you in a room, ask what your problem is, if you have any allergies or some kind of reaction. And in most cases, they will step out and make reference to the book and then come back and give you a prescription. That's how it works in a nutshell. So when I said, yeah, I have a PDR, I said, okay, I'm curious to see if this so-called juice is in this book, because I know how powerful that book was. So me being curious, I followed him to his car with my luggage, with my grocery bag still in my hand. But I was just very curious. It was a hot summer. I said, let me see what the guy was talking about. I walked to his car, and there was the book. I saw it, he opened it, and there it was. Tahitian Noni juice, 100% natural. It was a long list. I said, man, I'm sold. Just give me a case right away. Luckily, I live here in Memphis, Tennessee, in the United States. I said, hey, Mom, and my mom lives here too as well. I said, hey, Mom, are you home? Said, yeah, baby, I'm home. I said, Mom, I got something for you. I'm coming to you right away. Went to my mom, I bought a case. I said, Mom, we're going to drink every bottle. I said, before I forget, Mom, when do you go back to see a doctor? Luckily for me, my mom was going to see a doctor in 4 months. So for 4 months straight, my mom was drinking her juice every single day. I would call, hey, Mom, Have you drank your juice? He's like, yes, I have. I said, I'll make it short. After 4 months, I said, man, when you go back to the doctor, I want to go with you because I'm curious to see what they would say. On this fateful day, it was me and my mom, got to the hotel, I got to the clinic. As usual, they put you in a little bit of room. The first nurse comes in, they put it on a treadmill. It's called the stress test, where they have you run for a little bit and then they stop you and measure your blood pressure. So she did that for my mom. The nurse saw the numbers, didn't tell us. She said, and then steps out. So we're just waiting. Now, mind you, 4 months ago, my mom was on 7 medications, 7. And she had to take them every day. A few minutes later, we're waiting. I said, what's going on? And then the nurse comes in, draws her blood, and then she steps out. And here's where the waiting game comes. We were just waiting and waiting. She's getting nervous. I'm getting nervous to the point where I said, let me just step out just to make sure they didn't forget about us. So I step out the hall from the room, in the hall. I said, hey, I see the doctor. And luckily, the doctor and the 2 nurses, they were far away talking. I said, hey, they're still here. Mr. Desai was sorry. We'll be right back. It's okay, just making sure. Go back to the room with my mom. We still keep on waiting. Finally, the doctor comes in with the 2 nurses. And the doctor says, Mr. Desai, I don't know what you're doing, but we're gonna wean you off all 7 medications. Your numbers are amazing to us. She went from 7 drugs to 0 in 4 months because she drank noni juice every single day. I promised myself that I would not cry. But for a natural product to do this, it's amazing. I lost my dad 2 years ago because he was stubborn and he wouldn't drink it. My mom, thankfully, she did. And after all these years, she's still taking the drugs and drinks her Tahitian Noni juice. So for everybody in South Africa, in Nigeria, there was a training this past Tuesday, I believe, with Brent West and Brent Trevor. That was the best 2-hour presentation that I've seen on Tahitian Noni juice. I cannot wait for them to have the recording out, the PDFs. You guys have all the science, all the research. What we have in Tahitian Noni juice is amazing. It's all natural. There's no side effect. You know your health condition. You know how you feel. We have a lot of people out here who are popping these drugs like Skittles. And that's all what they know. We have a liquid gold that can change their lives. Encourage them, serve from your heart, not from your head. And I promise you, this time next year, if we all together, with love, with compassion, with sincerity, serve this product, or shall I say share this product with the world, Africa is going to be in an amazing state next year. I cannot wait what's going to happen. That's my story. I have so many. My best friend, for example, just right quick, Tracy, and I will add this to this. My best friend, who I see one of my business partners is on the line here, Miss Willie. She knows who she is, and Trish knows who she is as well, Yolanda. When I met Yolanda, we used to work together. And at that time, she had a cyst, an ovarian cyst, the size of a fist of a man. She had 3 of them over her ovaries. She was talking. I say, listen, I know you don't know who I am. This is how we met. So you don't know who I am? Drink this bottle in the next 10 days and see what happened. Luckily, in 10 days, she was going to have this surgery. They were going to do a bikini cut in her lower abdomen. And for a lady, you know how ladies are very cautious of the image. She drinks the bottle in 10 days. She goes back for surgery. In 10 days, those ovarian cysts had shrunk. No bikini cuts. They went through her belly button and it was sucked out. She called me back crying, baby, said, Dapo, listen, you're a godsend. And the rest is history. We have been she's been my best friend. And And I mean, it's just so many testimonies. But for my mom, I'm thankful. She's not giving me headaches, being stubborn right now. But I'm happy for her because she's, doing well. And just seeing her around with no more pills from 7 to 0 in 4 months and still drinking noni juice every day. It's a blessing. So Nick, Anthony, Tracy, thank you for letting me share. In Africa, get ready. There's more to come. I'm too excited. Excuse my tears, but they're tears of joy. Because for those of us that have lost a loved one to diabetes, high blood pressure, high cholesterol, which are 3 major health conditions that we Africans suffer, we have the answer for it. So thank you for letting me share. The best is yet to come. And I have so many more, but I'll just be quiet. As you can see, I'm just happy for this opportunity. So thank you, Nick.
We love you, brother. Thank you so, so much.
Thank you.
That story,
Thank you.
that story, the first time I heard that story, definitely, I was in tears. And it's awesome. And that's why I'm so excited for the product for all of us here. We are actually all blessed, to have liquid gold. And that's the word we need to remember. Yolandi, you said it. Dapper, you said it a few times. It's liquid gold. And Tracy also said it. So thank you again. We really, really appreciate it. I know you were busy. I know Anthony put you under pressure. I said to him, I need Dapper on the call. And he came through for me. So I owe you, Anthony.
Thank you.
So thank you, Dapper.
Thank you for having me.
Thank you so much.
Thank you, guys.
Anthony,
Thank you. I love y'all so much.
We love you too, brother. We love you too. So Anthony Morland, our last testimonial for the evening. Anthony, we know Anthony. Anthony is part of us. Anthony's also got a good story about Tahitian Noni. Anthony, do you want to tell us about yourself for those that don't know you, and tell us your story, and then we'll close out afterwards.
Absolutely. I should have let Dapo go after me because his story was more impactful, I believe. But you guys, it's still the stories that matter. I mean, Tracy started off. This product is absolutely amazing. I haven't had the honor of having it for so many years like they have. I actually started with one of our other products, but about a year and a half ago, I was playing with my niece and nephew, and I broke my elbow and was going through all this pain. And me personally, you guys, I have never really been a fan of medication. So they prescribed this medication, and I'm gonna be totally honest. I was like, okay, I'm gonna take it because I was in so much pain. And I remember getting on the Zoom. I don't know if I believe it was with Tracy and some other leaders that came on over and that merged with us, and they were sharing these amazing stories on Noni. And I was like, oh, one day I'm gonna try that one. And I ended up having a Super Saturday here in America with a lot of leaders, and Aaron Decker and Dr. Ginger were there, and Dr. Crystal, and I was in pain, you guys. It was literally a week after I had my surgery. I was already back in the field helping people out. And, we had this event, so I was like, I got to be there. And I was in pain. So I was sitting in the back of the room. Normally I'm in the front and I got a smile on my face, and I was in pain. And Dr. Ginger said, are you okay? And I was like, I'm hurting. And she was like, you should try Noni. She's like, I don't really know much about it, but it helped Aaron out with his pain, and I believe it can help you out. I was like, well, I didn't bring any. I'm 6 hours from home. And she was like, well, let me see what we got upstairs. And Aaron came downstairs and gave me a cold bottle of Noni. And I was like, okay, well, I'm gonna drink. I was like, well, how much? He's like, well, drink a cup of it. So I went in the kitchen area, and I got a cup, and I poured it, and I drank it. And no exaggeration, not to say this is gonna cure, treat you, or diagnose you. You heard us talk about that. But 10 minutes later, you guys, the pain has subsided. It was like me taking one of those pills, prescriptions that they gave me that would knock me out, make me go to sleep. And so for my whole recovery process of physical therapy and going to the doctor and having them check on my elbow, I drank Noni juice. It's one of my key products. My doctor person was like, oh, it's healing up already. Oh, well, we got to take the stitches out earlier than normal because your skin is already like, there's no need for it anymore. So it was things like that. And this was, I'll be totally honest, you guys, I didn't know how it works. I still don't know how it works all the way. I just consume the product on a daily basis. Like Tracy, my allergies have subsided. Normally around this time of the year, I'll be having Roscoe runny nose, but with the Noni the last about a year and a half now, I've been feeling so great. So that's my testimonial, and I hope that's what you're looking for there, Nick. I know it's not as impactful as that.
Oh, you know what? That's what makes stories unique. Nobody's story is the same, and they're all amazing. And that's even more reason for us. So I did say thank you so much, Anthony. Really, really appreciate you and appreciate your time. If you can just bring up Tracy there. I got one question for Tracy, because Tracy knows this product better than probably most people in the company, right? So Trace, Tahitian Noni on a business level.
Mhm.
I've heard that this single product has done wonders for a lot of people. Give us a story. I'm sure you know of a story of what Tahitian Noni, the product, has done for people in our business, on a business level. Where's it taken them? We've got so much products. Now, us in Africa, we have a limited range. Now Noni has arrived, and it's going to Nigeria also soon. So what have we got to look forward to on a business level?
Oh, wow. Well, first of all, there's this thing called first movers advantage, right? Like the people that are hearing about it now, man, Noni is one of the most researched, Googled things that you can go in for nutritionals. And so people know about it. So there's brand recognition with it. And that's the thing you need to understand. It's not Noni, it's Tahitian Noni. You don't buy an electric car, you buy a Tesla. You don't get a cola, you get a Coca-Cola. It's a brand name. And so Tahitian Noni has that. And so you're going to find people that are like, I've heard of it, I just never knew where to get it. So from a business perspective, you're going to be able to do that. Now, here's the great thing about the product itself. It's the exact same product here in America that you'll be drinking in South Africa. It's the same product in South Africa that you'll have in Nigeria or in Japan or in Germany. And so it's the same formula, the same product. It does not change. Now, the label changes a little bit because sometimes it says Tahitian Noni juice. And then sometimes it'll say Tahitian Noni juice, it'll say dietary supplement. So there's like registration things that'll change on the label, but it's the same formula. And it has been since 1996. We have never touched it. And so I've got this guy, and I'm gonna let me admit something that I'm not very proud of here. But I have a guy that my very first month, back in 2002, in September of 2002, I called him. He said he'd go on the product. Signed him up on a case a month auto ship. It has been 20 years in 2 months. He has ordered a case of juice every single month for 20 years and 2 months. I have not talked to him since. Signed him up, didn't know him. He just called in, signed him up, put him in. Wasn't going to bill, just going to be a customer. But he has been buying that product, giving me a residual income for that time I spent with him every month since 2002. Now, here's the exciting part about Tahitian Noni juice is you're thinking like, well, South Africa is the opportunities here. It's new, it's fresh, but eventually it's probably gonna, we'll outgrow South Africa. But that's what's great because we can build in over 60 countries around the world. You play the game. Who do you know? Who do you know in Nigeria? Who do you know in Spain or Portugal or Italy? You play that game, and so this business will take you all over the place. And I live in a place called Eau Claire, Wisconsin. For those of you from Africa, you're probably saying, I don't even know where Wisconsin is. And if I had to tell you, it's north of Chicago. Most people know where Chicago is in the States. And so I live in this, and it's a farming rural community, not very populated. It's cold. When I say cold, it gets like 20 below. Now, if you're going to say Fahrenheit or Celsius, it does not matter. It's really, really cold. And so it gets cold up here, but I'm here. I sponsored somebody locally here. And then all of a sudden I sponsored Minnesota. And now I'm in every state in the United States. And I sponsored someone in Calgary. And then I sponsored somebody in Ireland. And all of those connections now have taken me to 47 markets around the world. 47 markets around the world. And I knew a friend from Canada, and I knew one guy in Ireland. And it's allowed me to just expand my business. Now I've taken, I think it's been 37 countries now. I'd have to go check, but I think it's 37 countries that I've traveled to for my business. And Nick, you asked me earlier, I was on a Zoom, at the top of the hour, and jumped on here. Tomorrow I leave to go to Tahiti. And I get to go to the home where we pick all the fruit, right? Now, here's how powerful this fruit is and how amazing this product is. This grows wild in Tahiti, okay? They just pick it. They just go out on a tree and pick it. It's almost like it's a smelly fruit. Nobody really eats it raw. It's not like an apple or anything like that. And they've used it for thousands of years in Tahiti. And, all the stories when you talk to people, if you ask them about noni, they will say, yeah, my grandma made me take it. Now, it doesn't matter if they're 10 years old or if they're 70. They always say, my grandma made me take it. And to me, that means that they've used it for generations. And so we get to go over there and see how this fruit is made. They pick the fruit, they process it, and then they ship it to places around the world, China, Japan, Germany, and the United States, to bottle it and put it into the bottle that we have today, okay? So it comes out like an applesauce, goes to here. We control the entire process. We control the entire process. And this bottle here gets packaged here in the United States, gets shipped back to Tahiti, where people buy the product. So they can do it for free. They can make their own, but they don't. What they do is they want the consistency. They want the convenience of a product that they can trust in their fridge, because they want it. So there's an opportunity for everybody, even in a place where they pick the fruit. So right now you're asking, like, well, what can I do? Like, what's my next step? Well, the next step for you is you need to buy a case of juice. If it's just available now, I think Monday in SA, correct? So call up and get a case of juice. I promise you, you'll love it. Now, I will say this: the first time I drank it, I was like, excuse me. I was like, well, I didn't know what to expect, but I wasn't expecting what I was expecting. And listen, trust me, 20 years later, this is the most amazing product. My kids take it. My 6 months old have been taking the juice. And so everybody can take it. And I will say this: if it tastes really bitter to you, if a really strong flavor, more than likely your body's more acidic. And the more acidic your body is, the more prone you are to health challenges. That's like when you go to the hospital and you go to the cancer ward, there's this aroma in the air because they're giving off they're exhaling this really acidic breath, right? So the more acidic your body is, that's where illness thrives. Well, the more acidic it is, typically the more bitter it tastes. And so what'll happen, just watch what'll happen. You're going to take it. Like Nick, I'm sure the first time you had a beer, you loved it, right? And, you're like, no, I didn't like it, but I kept drinking it, right? Well, okay, what about coffee? No, I didn't like coffee the first time, but I kept drinking it. And now I love it, right? What's going to happen with TNJ, you're going to start drinking it, and you're going to go, I didn't really like it, but 2 weeks in, you go, oh, now I'm used to it. I really like it now. Well, what's going to happen? It's going to start changing your body chemistry. It's going to change things inside you, and you're going to start picking up more of the fruitiness of it. And that's something that I've noticed over the 20 years, that it's a huge impact. So step number one is call up and buy a case of juice. Make a list of people that you can go out and say, listen, you just need to try this product. Just try this product. Just try it. I promise you, if they drink it and they drink enough of it, drink it long enough, they're going to be customers for life. And from a business perspective, getting back to the business part, Nick, that is such a powerful thing to be able to have in network marketing. Remember Roger, my friend, who's been 20 years drinking this juice. 20 years drinking the juice. No phone call. I might have sent him a Christmas card or two over the years. but he drinks it. Why? Because he absolutely loves the product. So you're going to find there's people there that have probably got it in from Nigeria or Kenya or out of Europe somewhere. They're going to say, oh my gosh, it's back. It's back. You know, you guys all know Coach Palmer, right? Brent Palmer.
Yeah.
He's constantly out there talking to people, and he's like, I can't believe the number of people. This is when we first merged. The number of people that we talked to about our products, and all of a sudden we say Tahitian Noni, like, ooh, I used to take that. I used to this. I used to that. They know about the product. So what do? Instant brand recognition. They come into your business opportunity.
Yeah.
Because they know quality, and T&J is the superfruit product that'll absolutely drive your business. So if you're on the fence, if you're here and you're like, you're not sure if you want to build, or how committed you want to be, this is something that I guarantee you will run all of South Africa. It's going to launch in Nigeria, and it will be explosive in Nigeria. When we click the door, start shipping product, it will absolutely explode in Nigeria. So Nick, I don't know if that's what you needed. That's what you wanted. Good. That's where I went today.
I couldn't have made a better ending than what you've just done now. Your close was awesome. I won't spoil it. This was an awesome call, Yolandi. Do you agree?
Listen, I'm so blown away. I've been so emotional listening to the testimonies and the stories that, for me, there's nothing more to say. That, the time is now, and it's the best thing that you can do for yourself, and it's the best thing that you can do for your family. And regardless if you're going to use our products to heal you from the inside out, or if you're going to use this opportunity to build your fortune and to lock arms and help other people with their health, then I'm just, this is my wow moment of the day.
Wow moment.
I focus every single day on a wow moment, and while we're chatting, I go like, oh my word, this has just been absolutely incredible. And to hear actual stories from people, to feel their pain and to feel their joy and to just experience that is just amazing. So I know that for myself, I'm purposely placed here, and I'm exactly where I'm supposed to be. And for all the people that's in my life and that's doing this business with me and together, this is really something that is going to change everybody's life. And I'm blessed.
Absolutely. Tracy, thank you very much, sir. Really appreciate your time. Sorry about the length of the Zoom tonight, guys, but I think you'll all agree it was worth every single minute. Anthony, your testimony was amazing. Thank you, guys. So that's me. That's my story. That's our story, and we're sticking to it. Let's go. Let's change people's lives. Let's bless people. It's Tahitian Noni. Remember that. Liquid gold. Good night, everyone. Thank you very much.
Thank you for your time, Nick. Thank you, my friend. Always awesome to do a Zoom with you. You're incredible, and you are just inspiring. Thank you for everyone on here. Anthony, my friend, I'll chat to you later. Bye. Bye-bye.